Did we just witness the end of the bull run? Bitcoin's been crashing, altcoins dumping, and even the stock market we know has taken a huge hit today. Just weeks ago, it seems that everything looked perfect and like things were lining up. There was the Trump pump, his meme coin, the fact it was a post year after the halving, and the 4-year cycle, all pointing to the fact we should expect a massive bull run. But now it seems fear is completely taking over. And while I don't want to spread more gloom and doom in the market, the truth is everyone's wondering if it's over, or is there perhaps something else going on in the market? So in today's video, I'm going to cover what has happened, a sequence of events. Hello and welcome to my show. I come to you Monday through Friday to share what is going on, help you understand it and metabolize it in an easy to understand way. So that's my commitment to you, whether it's fantastic in the market or not. So anyway, without further ado, let us jump into today's show. All right, so the market obviously is not doing good. As of the time of this video, Bitcoin's at an $89,000 plus Bitcoin. Earlier, it was slightly lower. Everyone's in shock, needless to say. I don't have to get into it too much, but there are reasons for this, which we'll get into in this video, which is quite short. Actually, it's to the point, and I'm not sharing any more fear or giving specific projections because I don't think anyone really knows. And I think this bull run is so different in comparison to past bull runs for so many reasons, many of which I've covered on my show. If you go back and even watch the last 2 weeks to a month, I really explain everything, right? But I think there are key principles and key factors that are worth getting into. And overall, you need to know that everything is okay. Bitcoin will go back up again, and it's going to continue to go higher and higher. There are many reasons and many data points for this in letting us know and believe that Bitcoin will reach $1 million someday, right? And in this bull cycle, it could easily reach 300 some thousand all the way up to 500,000. So anyway, moving on as it pertains to what's going on right now in the news and in the market, you would know, I'm here to tell you that Bitcoin's demand apparently has dropped negative for the first time since September of last year. So Quentin shares this with us and the chart to demonstrate this. So this has many people speculating on what's going on, why is Bitcoin dumping so much? So here we have Kobesi letter on X sharing a whole thread with us on what events have led up to this correction, because that's what it technically is. And we know that Bitcoin historically has always, during bull run years, experienced up to a 30% correction. So the fact we're seeing this small correction with Bitcoin is really not also surprising, but we'll get into that more detail in today's video. But to read on with what Kobesi letter shares with us, they say, did liquidity in crypto just dry up? Crypto markets have now erased 325 billion of market cap since Friday. At 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, crypto lost 100 billion in 1 hour without any major headlines, right? No major catalysts or, events to justify it. So what is happening with crypto? Let us explain. So here they show us over the last 24 hours alone, we have seen 150 billion liquidated from the crypto market, even the meme coin sector. So apparently it all began with Solana, which is now down negative 22% since Friday. And apparently amid the meme coin frenzy, Solana saw extreme relative strength. However, as meme coins began to fade, in large part due to this whole Libra, Argentina, Malay situation. Okay, it was like the big, sort of the camel that broke the straw that broke the camel's back, right? However, as the meme coins began to fade, Solana also began to fade, apparently. So Solana sort of started the cascade or domino effect. But then Kobesi letter goes on to say, however, the S&P 500 began selling off on Friday. Bitcoin at that point joined the downward move as seen below. They share a chart here, which you can see if you want to zoom in on my screen. And they show, according to this chart, the drop in the S&P 500 came with an acceleration of selling Bitcoin, of course. And then we know, of course, Bitcoin broke below its breaking support of 98,000. So moving on, apparently what is a little interesting is that this all happened or came about a few hours after Citadel Securities, right, made a major pivot on their crypto stance. So they basically said they wanted to be, and there's a screenshot here below, they wanted to be a liquidity provider, basically through market making for the crypto space, right? But apparently if you go read it in detail, you would read or read there that they say, you know, like this is in the works. It's not, it doesn't mean they're doing it now, but it's very interesting. Anyway, so apparently the market took this as the like sell the news event, right? So it's like buy the rumor, you hear of something, right? You buy into it, you hear it early enough, and then as soon as the event happens, typically traders sell off. So you want to make sure you keep up with that rhythm or you'll be exit liquidity. So I guess many people saw it as a sell the news event and decided to start selling. So anyway, I go on to read, and as I covered in yesterday's video, we know that the Bybit hack happened over the weekend and it was devastating, but the Bybit team led by Ben, their CEO, acted on it immediately and handled, you know, PR, public relations, in a very transparent way. He was on call, he was available. They were able to satisfy all orders and trades within 12 hours of the hack. Very sophisticated hack. Anyway, nevertheless, that was a big hit for the crypto space. We know the market doesn't like uncertainty or drama. And it just seems like, as we have Kobesi letter here outlining for us point by point what has led up to this steep correction in Bitcoin, even though it does always historically happen. Bitcoin always sees a correction. I'll keep saying it again. Every year, every bull run season, right? Every time Bitcoin is pumping throughout the bull run, eventually it sees up to 2 corrections. So this is not shocking or to be unexpected. It just always seems so interesting how despite the larger historical pattern, every year in itself has so many very own and specific events, market events, hacks, you know, government regulation. Like there are always very specific events that line up to help us stay within this pattern, right? This 4-year cycle pattern. So anyway, that definitely did not help the market. And we know it was more than doubled in the second largest hack in history. Anyway, the market has recovered quite well from the Bybit hack. It was a good, you know, demonstration of the power of crypto technology. And the team really, like the community really acted like a team. And so anyway, the point is there's just been so many events that have hit the crypto market one after another, as I'm reading for you here. So as Kobesi letter goes on to say, the technical picture also appears to have lost momentum. However, this does not mean that the crypto markets are set for a prolonged bear market, right? So it doesn't mean we're in a bear market, guys. And then they verify what I'm saying, right? We have seen countless, they say, negative minus 10% pullbacks in Bitcoin over the course of this bull run. So technically pullbacks are healthy, guys. And in a second, we'll read more about that. But anyway, so that's what's happened, okay? It's like the movie, a series of unfortunate events. Okay? It's just been a domino effect of multiple events happening in the market. And it's brought us to where we are. While at the same time, we have to remember that this is always happening during a bull run. Bitcoin always corrects. So anyway, getting down to the morale of what's going on, we have Miles Deutscher kind of saying it well here. He says, the reason this sell-off has been so brutal, or this correction, is because people have lost belief, right? Or faith. It's hope, emotions. I agree with this part. It's emotions that drive markets. Once you lose hope, there's no floor, right? You just keep falling. Although I don't know if I agree with that, because there are several huge diamond holders that are just, that's what we see during shakeout periods, is you get to see the real strength in the market, who's actually holding for the long run, right? So the fact we're seeing the prices we are right now in Bitcoin is not so bad. I think it demonstrates like this is like, there are many whales and many Bitcoin maximalists that love their Bitcoin so much and are not selling anytime soon, okay? And if anything, I actually see some general larger global market making manipulation potentially happening as well in the market, because it's the first time Bitcoin is now an ETF and huge financial conglomerates all over the world are discovering Bitcoin and buying into it nonstop. So I think that they have ways and would obviously work with the global market makers in trying to take all our liquidity from us. It's, as I said in multiple videos ago, we are we are now exit liquidity for for BlackRock and for VanEck, et cetera, et cetera. You know, it's like times have changed. And so I believe there's this market, you know, this bull run. I always said it was going to be very different other bull runs because everything, all the conditions are different. Anyway, so I just disagree with that part. I think it's just dramatic language. It's good language, but I hear what he's saying, right? Once you lose hope, then like it's just domino effect down. And so obviously this is why the market's down, right? People are down emotionally. That's what affects the market. Things always swing from one side to the other. So we can expect there to be an upturn very soon. It's just the way it goes. And we have Zhu Su on X also kind of chiming in on the point I'm trying to make here, which is, and let me just read what they say. They say the concept of bullish selling, okay, is simple. Coins transferring from weaker to stronger hands. So value shifting to better and better coins. Does this make sense to you? I hope it does. It basically means that as very specific people get scared and get shaken out from Bitcoin or from top altcoins, it's actually a good thing in the long run because these are people that had a threshold, like they had a breaking point. So they were going to sell. This in large part was just, you know, part of turning money. But those who are true believers in these projects and true, you know, diamond hand holders, they're going to see this as a sale and they're going to buy it up, right? Which is what I believe is actually happening on a global institutional level. You have all the richest families of the world trying to buy as much Bitcoin as they can. And they're obviously going to manipulate the market to get us scared. So then Bitcoin's on sale, so then they can buy more. So anyway, that's what I see going on. But anyway, I share this tweet with you from Zhu Su because I agree with what they're saying there. And then we have Chris Berniski here sharing on X as well. Basically, if we look back to last bull run, we saw a pullback of 56% for Bitcoin, Ethereum up to 61%, and Solana 67%. And many other blue chips and other top crypto projects saw up to 70 to 80%, right? So you can come up with all sorts of reasons as for how this cycle is different, but the mid-bull reset we're going through isn't unprecedented. So those calling for a full-blown bear market are misguided. So once again, appealing to and referencing the fact that in all past bull runs, we've seen big corrections up to 50% called a reset. So once again, this is not abnormal. I just want you to know that it's not over is all I need you to know. And we have Raw Paul confirming this also, saying that you guys all need to learn patience, he says. And then he gives his whole reasoning for it, right? So this is what we went through in 2017. We had a very similar macro structure, right? And then he goes on to share more details on that. But anyway, shifting gears a little bit now towards what good things are happening in the market and in terms of global adoption and in terms of how the party's not over and you don't need to despair. You may have to go get a part-time job or just, you know, you may have to sell out of certain positions or sell a little bit at a loss. That's very uncomfortable. But the truth is this is not a time to quit, and this is not a time to lose hope. It's just a time to understand it's part of the market and that things will be okay. Just secure yourself and make sure, like, don't let yourself quit. Anyway, so in terms of some great news is we have 2 stable coins from Circle that just got the green light to be recognized as official crypto tokens in Dubai. And these would be USDC and the euro, right? Or ER, like EURC. Sorry, take that part out and include this part. So that would be USDC and EURC. So this is really exciting. This is fantastic because it just signals to more global adoption, which ultimately will increase the value in time for the whole crypto space. So anyways, to wrap things up a little bit, we have Miles also sharing a very interesting chart. I saved it, and he says there are over 560 million people who hold cryptocurrency worldwide. So while this may sound like a lot, it only represents, and remember this, 6.9% of the world's population. So we still have a long way before the rest of the world comes into crypto, joins us, and look at how we're doing so far. Look at the mass adoption, look at what we've built. I think we're building a vibrant market. And we have Michael Saylor also confirming that they also acquired 20,356 Bitcoin, which is fantastic. So you have Michael Saylor not backing down, right? And being a true example of what we should all be doing right now in the market if we can. And if you cannot buy more Bitcoin like Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy can, then you just hang on, guys. That's what you do. So that's it. That's it for today's video. I know it wasn't super exciting, but it's just what I wanted to share with you, just so you have a sense of what's going on in the market and why it's not something you should be terrified of. It's not something abnormal. It's something that happens every 4 years during a bull run. So that's my hope and my wish to you in today's video is just that you be informed and know that everything's okay, and that, yeah, the markets are going to pick up soon. It's just a matter of being patient and not despairing. That's it. But okay, guys, I love you very much. And I will see you guys here tomorrow to talk about what's going on in the market.